me then, Shelly, what is something that people misunderstand about you?
That I kind of sometimes see on social media is that I was jealous of Selena. That was the second one.
Really?
That one was one of the ones that in because her you see and read a lot about her to this day.
Yeah.
Um, that's a lot of things that have been said throughout social media that I was jealous of her.
That's interesting because I actually did. I saw you talk about this on an interview that I watched recently, and you were explaining about how you guys were actually like really good
Oh yeah,
friends,
absolutely. I mean,
supporting
we
one
met when we
another,
were
and
10 years old. I
yeah,
mean, we hit it off. Did we have, you know, argument or, like every friendship
it's like what
does,
friendship does not.
you
Yeah.
know? Yes, absolutely. We did have that. And we had a really big falling out. I mean, we made amends, obviously,
Yeah.
thankfully, before she passed, which I'm
Hmm.
super grateful for because I don't know how I would be feeling if I had not.
Right.
But yeah, people would put us together, and I know a lot of that contributed to what people would see and read.
Hmm.
Um, because I did mention this, that well, Chris started in my band.
Yeah.
We brought him into to my band in 1987,
Hmm.
and which was very early on. You know, he
Yeah.
didn't know any Tejano. We taught him how to play Tejano music,
Yeah.
and my cousin Tony taught him how to play Tejano music. He sat down with him, taught him how to strum, play cumbia, play rancheras, and then he didn't go from my band to her band. He went to like two or three other bands before going to her band, and
Hmm.
I've heard people say that they stole him from me, which didn't happen.
Right.
Um, and then when he wrote his book, and I only knew about it because my drummer was reading it at the time
Hmm.
and read it to me when it mentioned me. And in the book, it said that when I first showed him her music, that there was envy in my eye. And I was like, what? I mean,
Okay.
I'm bragging about my best friend to you. I'm showing you,
Yeah.
come and listen to her. This is my friend. Listen to her music
Yeah.
because we wanted to start putting some of those songs in our show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to put somebody's song in my show that
That
I mean, that makes
right.
no sense.
No.
So I was very livid, to say the least, after I read that. And I did share that with him later on.
I was gonna say,
And I
where are
was
you guys
like,
at now? Like,
well, when, every time I would see him, we wouldn't have much time to talk about it until
hmm,
finally I was like, dude, why would you write that in your book
hmm,
about me when that was the furthest from the truth? I was proud of my friend and I
hmm,
loved what she was doing.
hmm,
That's why I was showing you.
yeah,
He's like, "Oh, well, I have a ghostwriter and they just," and I'm like, "But it's still your book."
yeah,
And that's you're that's my character,
right,
you know?
yeah,
And so that stayed with fans a lot. I mean, you see people are relentless on social media, like, they'll say that and they'll say, "Oh, who's Shelly? Shelly's never done anything." Um or it should have been Shelly instead because people know that Yolanda came to
hmm.
my camp
That's
first.
that's so
I mean,
messed
yeah,
up.
people say those things, and I mean, for the most part, it doesn't bother me because I know
Right,
the truth
you
in my
know,
heart.
but still,
But it's like it's annoying.
I was gonna say, I bet it's
It's more annoying
frustrating.
than anything else. It's like, really, y'all.
It's like you
I
don't even
mean,
know. Yeah, no, that must be annoying. And for somebody who's lived their life in the public eye for so long,
mhm,
to have people just assume that they know everything based on a book, based on a movie, based on
on a
whatever.
series, whatever it is you're watching,
Right. That's.
don't. I mean, it's got to be very Hollywood.
Hmm.
It's got to be drama. It's got to be negativity because that's what people
Hmm.
want.
Right. And then I think this also just goes back to what you were saying is like, no matter what the industry is, but more so in the entertainment
Right.
industry, women are always
Put up
put it.
against
Yeah,
always, and they did
always.
it to us all the time,
Yeah,
and we hated it.
yeah.
We did. We
Mhm.
didn't like it because we knew we were two totally different performers.
Mhm.
I always considered myself more a musician
Mhm.
than a entertainer. I
Entertainer.
mean, because I would play timbales, I would play my guitar,
Mhm.
I would, produce my music and arrange my music with JJ. And, I can't dance like that. But then
Yeah.
again, she didn't play.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? It was
Just
like
different strengths,
very
right?
different,
Yeah.
very, very different.
I would say that, like, I mean, obviously Selena is one of the biggest names,
Will
right? There's
always
no
be,
will
no
always
doubt.
be. There's no denying that. But I hate having to put someone down to make someone feel better. Does that
Right.
make sense?
Yeah, and it's the story of our lives. And this is the
Yeah.
world we're in right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
It's awful though, and I even think I saw something recently where it was like when you're being friends with somebody and they think like talking negatively about somebody else to help you feel better. It's just like if two things can be true.
Right.
Selena was great and Shelly was great.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
not have to
Yeah.
be.
Out there are two twins named Shelly and Selena.
I know,
Yeah, there is.
right?
There
Really?
is. Yeah, we had a couple come up to us and say that they named their girls Shelly and Selena.
Oh,
So they're
sweet.
out there somewhere.
Shout out to
Yeah, they're
Shelly and
probably in their
Selena.
30s by now because this was a while back, obviously. But no, I mean, that was my best friend who, and we both happened to be in the music industry.
Yeah. Mhm.
That was it.
Yeah.
And again, yeah, we had our falling out, and um, I had a lot of valid reasons why we did, um, but again, we made amends, and I'm very grateful for that. And um, but her legacy will always be. I think people are just so in love with the person that she was, and I think that still kind of just shines through when you watch her videos, when you see her laughing, and
Yeah.
she was that person.
Yeah.
But I mean, I would just want her back just to have her back.
Right.
Not for music,
Not to give
obviously.
anything to anybody,
No,
just to
no.
be here,
Just for
right?
her to have been able to live a full life
Yeah.
of but then I think, okay, man, we had already done so many things at 23 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd been doing it. And like I said, she started 4 years before me, so she was like maybe 7 or 8
Mhm.
when she started. So, I mean, we saw a lot of things and lived a lot of things in the 23 years at
Yeah.
that time. But to be able to be a mom, to be able to be
Yeah.
a grandma, or whatever, those are the things that I wished she could have experienced more than anything else.
Yeah.
Because the fame and the success was already
I
there.
was gonna say,
It
yeah.
was already there.
Mhm.
Um, and I know she just would have been even more successful with her designing, because that's really what she
What she was,
loved. Um, I would say, sometimes I felt like she loved that more than music.
yeah. Yeah.
So, but yeah, those are the two things that really I think people misinterpret about me.
Mhm.
Is are those. And
Yeah.
but I don't look for validation from people. I
Yeah.
really don't. I know
Right.
God created me and gave me my gifts, and I'm utilizing them. I'm doing God's work in so many ways now.
Yeah.
So, that keeps me going.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
And people get it right. Get it right or don't get it at all, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so I wanted to ask then, we've been talking a lot about your career, and I know that in what I've recently heard, you're dabbling in some country sounds, right?
Oh yeah, that was fun. So I've always produced country music.
Yes.
Ever since I was younger, and I got to go to Nashville in '96. I
Mm-hmm.
recorded with Vince Gill. That was a very fun time for me too, at that time. But I've always loved country, and I love the fact that because back then, in '96, '97, '98,
Mm-hmm.
there was only me, Jay, and Emilio really going to Nashville and doing country shows,
Mm-hmm.
opening up for country artists. But at that time, we were not very welcome
Yeah.
as Latinos. They didn't want us. They
In
didn't want us there. So now to see where it has evolved in
mm-hmm.
Nashville and country world, you're mixing urban and Latin music. Latinos are doing country,
Yeah.
and I mean, they're playing the Grand Ole Opry, and it's
Mm-hmm.
it's just a different, better time now for music as far as that's concerned. It being accepted. But recently, after my retirement from the road 2 years ago, I had all these other plans for myself, but God was like, nope, you're not going to step away from music just yet.
Yeah.
Um, I was blessed to get offered the chance to produce a song for the film "Say a Little Prayer," that was shot
Mhm.
here, starring
Mhm.
Luis Fonsi and Vanessa Vasquez. And they wanted me to redo These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, you're filming in my hometown. It's definitely going to have an accordion. It's going
Yeah.
to have the Tejano flavor, and so it's going to be Tejano country,
I love it.
So that opens up, already in theaters. And so I did These Boots Are Made for Walking. And then I had composed a song called She's a Trailblazer for another
Mhm.
artist.
Oh,
And
okay.
and it wasn't for me. It
Yeah.
wasn't for me. I was recording my Christian stuff. I've
Mhm.
been recording my Christian music because I
Mm.
released two Christian songs, and then I knew the movie was going to be coming out where These Boots Are Made for Walking. But that's all I had recorded.
Yeah.
So I wrote this song for this artist, and I was concerned. She and I talked, and we're like, look, let's see how it goes. If I feel like it's not a good fit for you, I'll just write a different song for you.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what happened. It wasn't a fit for her.
Yeah.
And then I was asked by the Kamala Harris campaign, Democrats here, for me to compose a song for her. So I composed Kamala, and I was like, hold on, she's a trailblazer, you
Yeah.
know. So I'm like, let me put my voice on it,
Mhm.
and so it was played a lot for that. But then it took on a whole different a life of its own with women,
Yeah.
and now I'm part of the Women in Film and Television San Antonio branch, which is a global organization for
Mhm.
women.
Was this what just had the
Yes.
yes, okay.
So they
Mhm.
used it
Oh, I
and they
love
wanted me to
it.
perform it. So, but country is I've always loved country music.
Yeah.
I produce a lot of it.
Yeah.
I just did Rebecca Valadez and she's a co-writer with me.
Mhm.
We wrote some amazing country stuff for a new artist, Angel Miranda. And I had done another country song for another artist as well. So I mean, I just like I said, I dabbled pretty much into every genre there is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I two things. I want to see the movie.
yeah, it's a great movie. It's
Yeah.
a great rom com.
Yeah.
It is.
Love a rom-com
Yes, it
over
is.
here.
It is.
No, I want to see that. And then speaking to the country aspect of it, I was looking through some of your older stuff and I saw that you did a remake of, is it Dwight Yoakam's Baby Don't
Oh
Go?
yeah, we
And I
did
was
Baby
like,
Don't Go with Ram.
I love
I did
that.
that with Ram Herrera.
Yeah.
Ram, this that was the very first collaboration he and I did. I've
Really.
done two with him.
Uh-huh.
And then I did some work for him back in the day. I did some backup vocals, but
Yeah.
that was one song that just fans love that song.
Yeah.
We actually won collaboration of the year for that song in one of our award shows.
I love it.
And then in COVID, we did Islands in the Stream
Oh,
together.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was on his album.
Yes.
Baby Don't Go was on my album,
Yeah.
and that album actually was nominated for a Latin Grammy, and
Really.
yeah, in 2015.
I
So we
love
got, yeah,
that.
for the best Tejano album that year.
I feel like Tejano country is one of the things that I mean, Tejano in general. I'm telling you, when I say I'm a
Yes.
fan of like that entire era, that
Right.
entire like genre,
Right.
truly,
Well,
I
I
am.
felt like I kind of innovated a sound in my own way, because like even like Little Joe, he would
Mhm.
do songs like Margarita to me that sounds very country also.
Yeah.
And but I did a song in 96 on my Shelly album. That was my first Sony album
Mhm.
when I signed with Sony and I went to Nashville. Half of the album was Tejano, like
Mhm.
straight up like ranchera, cumbia, and then the other half was straight up country.
Yeah.
Um, so it was half and half. And I did the Tejano stuff here, and I did the Nashville stuff the country stuff in Nashville. But there was one song in particular that I was writing called Mr. Right.
Okay.
And when I was showing my band the song and composing the arrangement, it was dugga dugga, right? So it's very, very like a choo choo train, like train, it's going. And then in my head, I wanted to go completely into a Tejano like conjunto part.
Yeah.
So it went from dugga dun 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 dun, like with the accordion, right?
Yeah.
And so I remember when I was telling the guys it's going to transition into a polka, and they're like, "It's not going to work." I'm like, "It's if I can hear it, it's going to work."
Yeah.
So like we did it, and they were like, "Wow!" And then we went back into the country part.
Yeah.
So the way that I did it was I had my band record the Tejano part,
Mhm.
and the Nashville players do the country part.
Yeah.
Some of my musicians were in the country one too, but
Yeah.
the drummer and the bass player were country. The
Yeah.
drummer and the bass player were Tejano over here. So like we're in studio, so we have the Tejano version here, country version here, and what we did was we just faded in my band
Yeah.
and faded in the Nashville band, and you can't tell they're two separate bands.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So, but I remember when I did Mr. Right, they're like, but you really combined Tejano country. Like you combined both
Truly.
the genres together.
Yeah.
And I love that. And so when working with Vince Gill, um, he was just blown away by the intricacy of Tejano.
Uh-huh.
My cousin was playing the bajo sexto, and Vince Gill is one of the best guitar players. I mean, he tours with the Eagles now.
Yeah.
Um, and he was like, "I want to show me how to play that." And
Yeah.
my cousin was showing him how to play the bajo sexto, and that's when you have those proud moments. You're like, "Yeah, we can do what y'all do. We do it,
A
and we do a
little
little bit more
better.
than what y'all do.
A little better.
We do a lot of more than what you do. But like I said, we were in different times then. Like
Yeah.
like they, and it was weird because Vince Gill sang on a song of mine called Siempre lo esperaré.
Mhm.
He did the backup vocals in Spanish for the first
Really?
time ever. He had never sung in Spanish. And I mean, think about it now. Like that would be a big deal now,
It
right?
would be, yeah.
But then,
Mhm.
like, they didn't
It
talk
was
about it.
tight-lipped, so
They didn't
nobody
talk about
knew.
it. Nobody
It's
knew.
yeah.
Nashville didn't know it was Vince.
Yeah.
Tejano knew it was Vince because I would say it was Vince.
Yeah. You're like, I
Yeah, I'm
told
like,
them.
this is Vince Gill. Yeah, yes,
No, that would be, and it would be something that is so celebrated now
yes,
versus
yeah,
then tight-lipped.
right, right.
What a shame.
I
But still
know.
good. Again, it goes back to you being such a pioneer in all of this, a
And
trailblazer,
not
if
being
you
afraid to
will.
take chances.
No, not at all.
Don't be afraid to take chances. I mean, what's the worst that can happen?
Right?
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and because really look at it, like out of all of the songs I've ever recorded, not every song gets attention,
Mhm.
you know? The
Yeah.
album may as a whole,
Yeah.
because I know for me, my Mil Besos album, which had Mil Besos, Esa Química que Tienes,
Mhm.
No Volveré with Jay Perez,
Mhm.
um, those songs, that album as a whole did very well for me. um, Quiero Ser Tu Amante album, because I had Es que estoy enamorada, No quiero saber, Soy tu amor. Those songs did well. And going back, my Apaga la Luz album, Apaga la Luz, Ganas de Besarte, is like,
Yeah.
you had several albums, some songs, but not every single
Not every
song
song.
is
Yeah.
going to stand out. But I was always like, big labels always try to be like, no, concentrate on only 3 songs. Who
Mhm.
cares what you do with the other one? I'm like, yeah, but fans are still buying the album.
You want a good
You
album.
you want a good
Yeah.
album.
You want them to want to
Right.
listen to
So
all of
we were
it.
still very strategic with how we did the album as a whole,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Shelly, you're
Well,
amazing.
thank
Like
you.
I can't believe just the longevity of your career and the fact that you're still doing all these
Now I'm
things.
in a totally different chapter of my life.
Yeah.
Now as UTSA's artist in residence,
Mhm.
um, doing music support for Harmony Hospice Care of San Antonio,
Mhm.
which is near and dear to my heart. I love singing for people about to transition
Yeah.
and having that connection with them.
Mhm.
And now living my biggest dream of working in films,
Yeah.
um,
Mhm.
composing to scenes, composing songs,
Yeah.
composing soundtracks for films, and now working with women here in the Women in Film and Television. I am meeting some incredible women that are so encouraging and supporting,
Yeah.
because I said, if I'd have known this is where I was going to be, I would have retired a long time ago,
Yeah.
because I really did feel. And when I say retire, I mean from working, talking
Right.
from being on the road every weekend.
Mhm.
I just feel like I'm in an area now where I'm more valued
Yeah.
for what I do. And I felt like I wasn't getting that back from my industry
No.
towards the end of my career. Fans were still going to my shows and being supportive, yes, but I felt like we had to continue to fight, 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 fight. I'm like, man, we're veterans, dude. I
Yeah.
mean, we've
Mhm.
paid those dues. I can
Right.
understand a new artist has to they have to fight, and to
Yes.
get to be heard and respected and for people to know them, but not veteran artists.
Right.
So, but I told Ellie that because now she's retiring.
Yeah.
I told her, welcome to this side because you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
I said you're gonna be doing things that you never dreamt of, and um, it's just gonna be great.
Yeah, because she's been touring like up
30 years, a
until,
little over 30 years,
yeah.
a little over 30 years. Her and Stephanie Montiel around the same time, a little over 30
Mm-hmm.
years. Um,
Yeah, my
but
sister's always like, we're gonna go see Elena,
yeah,
you know?
so after Ellie, after Steph,
Yeah,
and after Patsy, it's like,
I know. Don't say
but I
that.
mean, we
But
have
it's
some
true, yeah.
amazing females out there.
Well, now
We
now is
do.
where like we gotta invest the time to
Right.
make sure that people know they're out
They're out
there.
there.
Yeah.
Monica Saldivar. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
she's one a great new artist that I've collaborated with.
Yeah.
There's a few of them out there that are
Yeah.
really really good, and
I'm
you know,
about to go on a hunt because I need
I'll
to,
send you a list of some I
yeah,
want you to check out.
please, because
Yeah.
I feel like I'm part of the problem if I'm not
Right.
looking for them, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll
Yeah.
admit it.
Yeah, I
Like,
know. I get it. I
if
get
I'm
it.
stuck in the 90s with everyone else.
Right. We need to get out of the 90s. I mean, Tejano classics will always be Tejano
Right.
classics,
Mm-hmm.
but we do need to open our heart out.
Yeah.
For the Tejano Music Awards one year, I asked them if they would let me produce an emerging artist segment.
Yeah, that would be
So I got
amazing.
four new women. One of them, Gabriela Martinez, who just was nominated for the Latin Grammy for Best Tejano Album.
Mm-hmm.
I got 10-year-old Maria Paula, a little girl from Tucson I was producing. I got Annika, the one you just heard, and I got Carla Cristina.
I love it.
And I produced the segment, and they went from song to song to song.
Yeah.
But there was so much good response, and I was like, if y'all do this every year, I'll produce that segment,
Yeah.
just that segment. I'm not asking y'all to let them do a full song like, each artist. I'm like,
Right.
at least one segment with four artists, and then
Yeah.
guys next year, new guys.
Yes.
But they didn't do it.
Uh,
I really wish that that would continue to happen. And I understand it's about selling tickets, and the veteran artists are the ones that sell the tickets, but at least giving them that platform.
just you're not asking for
Not
a
asking
full
for
set.
every single one individually,
Yeah.
just one segment,
Yeah.
one segment.
Yeah.
Just let
I mean,
them shine.
if they want these awards to continue going on,
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
have to give space to
I
to the up
say
and
it
coming
till I'm blue in
artists.
the face. Like
Yeah.
it's something I'm a big advocate for the new
Yeah.
artists.
Yeah.
And I explain to the new artists too. Look, it's a standard. Um, a lot of them want to get nominated, but I'm like, their processes are different. We have the
Yeah.
Premios Tejano Mundial, which
Mhm.
is an amazing award show,
Yeah.
and they have been featuring new artists, and so they have opened up their heart to doing, to pushing the new artists as well. So I'm
Yeah.
grateful for them.
Well, it's good that they have you in their corner.
Yeah.
Even though, and here's the thing, you have to be able to ask and know that you're going to be told no 10
Hmm.
times before you get the one yes.
Right.
100 times you may be
You
told
are.
no.
Yeah, no doubt.
But persistence is everything. And so the
Yeah.
fact that they have you rooting for them, not backing down, and consistently like showing up for them and asking,
Yeah.
like, you're doing the Lord's work.
But thank you. Thank you. I want to do it for my industry and for the fans, and I'm focusing on a lot of more broad things for me in my
Hmm.
career, and because I'm retired now, and because they're valuing what I bring to the table, I'm opening up, these other doors are opening for me,
Yeah.
and so along with that, I'm bringing some of these new artists
With
with
you.
me,
Yeah.
and I'm like, look, let's go where you're going to be valued, and
Mhm.
let's go where you're going to be heard and seen,
Yeah.
you know
Oh,
where you can benefit from it.
I cannot. You are so inspiring, and I can't wait. You better send me that list
I'm going to
because.
send a list. There's a few. There's quite a few new amazing artists out
Yeah.
there. Guys too. There's some guys too.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
would love to hear that and tap into it so that I can continue showing my kids because I
Yes.
feel like it's so much more important than just the music. It's the culture.
Because there's a
It's
generation gap between you and now
yeah, there
that they
is.
don't know Tejano.
They don't. And so like my oldest who's 14,
Mhm.
she knows a little bit because I'll play it,
Mhm.
but my younger one, she really likes Los Angeles. It's not Tejano, but like a form of
She
it. It's
likes the
just she
cumbias.
likes the cumbias and so yeah, so
Oh,
she's loved all of that, but
that's awesome.
yeah, but I think more of us who are my age need to continue instilling that into
Right,
our kids
for
because
sure.
we don't
That'd
want
be
it to be a
awesome.
dying genre, you know?
Right.
Okay, we're gonna move ahead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick three, and then you pick three. And
Okay.
if you don't like them, you can pick
Okay.
three different ones.
Okay.
We're gonna do some rapid fires here,
Oh
Shelly.
man, can I read them without my glasses? So I picked three?
Yeah, three of
Okay.
them. This one's perfect for
Why
you.
did I think this said hot tamales on it?
I know it's.
Because I love that
I
candy.
was like, I mean, it's kind of fitting if
I
it's
love
hot
that. I
cakes,
love that.
hot tamales.
I do. All right.
Okay, let's see. I'll start.
Okay.
Okay, Shelly. The youngest child is always the favorite. Yes or no?
I would. I don't know.
Dun dun dun.
I don't know. If I'm saying in my family, no, but usually, yeah.
Yeah, because they're the
Yes,
baby.
I would say usually yes.
I'm the youngest too, but I don't feel like I'm the
No,
favorite. No.
I feel like I have a special connection with my mom and dad because I was with them for so long.
Yeah. Hmm.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense. Yes.
So
No,
yeah.
my mom always is like, I don't know. I don't. I think I was like I was the surprise. I think so.
Well, I've been told I was the planned one, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see on that one, right?
So
Right.
yeah, no, I don't think so. I tell all my kids that they're my favorite. Like you're my favorite first daughter. You're my favorite second daughter.
That's what my mom says. My firstborn,
Yes.
my son,
Yeah,
and
and
then
you're my
and then
favorite
she has
son.
a nickname for my sister, and then she'll call me the baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
So
we'll settle.
okay, so I read one now.
Yeah.
Okay, elderly people should be required to retake the driver's test.
Oh, I think yes.
I would say I would agree with
I
you.
think so. Yeah. I mean, listen,
Because
I'm.
our instincts change,
Yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying I have road rage, but anytime I'm getting frustrated with another driver and I happen to look and
They're
I'm like
primarily elderly.
elderly, and then I feel bad
Yes.
because then I was like
I
getting
know.
mad at them.
I do that too. I'm like, oh, he was a viejito or
Yeah.
is a viejita. Yeah, I do the same thing.
I'm like, what are you doing? And
I
then I'm like,
know.
oh, I'm sorry.
I know. Yes, I know. Yes, we had to tell my mom, okay, we don't need to be driving no more.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I think so. And if they're able to drive, then like more power
Yeah,
to them.
that's
Keep
great.
on.
Yes, yes, no doubt.
Okay, Jasmine. This is a random one. Okay, Jasmine is the hottest Disney princess.
Oh, I like Ariel.
Ariel, it's the red hair, right?
Yeah.
I think I always liked Belle growing up.
Belle's pretty too.
Belle's pretty. I liked her dress. Um, but if you ask my husband, he always liked Jasmine.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, he
Okay.
tells me when she would he's gonna cringe at this. He's like when she would turn it into the red outfit, and
Yes.
when he was little, and he'd be like, "Oh, I like that. I like Jasmine." I'm like, "Oh, but
He's gonna have you dressed like that.
he's gonna be so mad at me for telling y'all that."
Nobody's off limits here.
I know.
Nobody. It's okay to steal from big corporations.
No,
Yeah, I agree. It's
no,
not okay to steal at all.
at all. But I do think that people they misunderstand. Like they think, oh, they can afford it, but when you steal from any corporation,
Right.
right, it affects the everyday consumer. So then
Absolutely.
they have to raise their prices. So
Yes.
like, no, don't steal. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
my
agree.
so another thing, my husband teases me because sometimes you put stuff at the bottom of the cart, like,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be paying and like they're scanning, we're checking out, and I'll look and I'm like, oh, we have drinks or something we forgot to tell
Right.
them, and I'll go, we forgot we have drinks down
I
there,
know.
and he goes, you always make it so dramatic, like if
I
we're
feel the same way. I feel the same way. I'm like, I guess it was my Catholic school upbringing. I was deathly afraid of stealing anything at
Same.
all. Yeah, no, I don't, I would not. I have a conscience. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, 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 no.
No, and he's like, it's okay, they can still scan them, we're not stealing them. But I'm like, no, everybody, we have
I know we
drinks.
almost stole
Yeah.
everybody.
He's like, chill out.
That's funny. That's so funny.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, it's my turn already.
Yeah.
Early birds are more productive than night owls.
Oh. Oh, I think it was my turn, but it's okay.
Oh, see?
Early
Okay.
early birds are more productive than night owls. I don't know. It depends what you're using your time for.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Sometimes,
I mean, because I don't think so.
yeah.
I think both because I've been early bird, which I normally
Mhm.
am. Like I like to do things when I get up, but I still work throughout the night.
Right.
I do
Yeah.
productive things, in studio and
Same.
stuff.
Same. I think like if I get up early, well, which I do because the kids get up early, but my time is devoted to them, so I get more
Hmm.
work done at night when they're in bed.
Right.
You know?
And see, I'm more the early person, and my fiance's like
Yeah.
totally night owl. She's like always doing stuff at night. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I were more of an early bird. Like I see people, they go outside, they're drinking coffee in the morning, and I'm like, no.
No, I have to get up. I have meetings. Right when I get up, I'm like, I got to go to a meeting. Yeah, I always my schedule's pretty insane. I'm busier now than I was on the road.
Yeah, more projects that you're
A lot
managing,
of
right?
projects.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, my turn. Let's see. Oh, people should get a ticket for leaving a shopping cart in the parking lot. Are you guilty of it? I'm guilty.
I always try to find where to put it.
Yeah. I do too, most of the time. But I mean, I'd be lying if I said I
Yeah,
didn't like
I've done it before.
strategically.
I don't know about a ticket.
No, not a ticket. Like, calm down, Karen.
Yeah, no, not a ticket. No, I don't think so. Yeah,
Me either.
I don't think they should be ticketed.
No, me either.
I
Okay.
think they should try to put more places to put the basket.
Right. They're always so
Because they're far.
far.
I try to park next to one all
Yeah.
the time,
Same.
but then Mia's like, "Well, be careful because they just might hit the car with the basket."
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
true. I mean, when are we just gonna get like automatic basket returns? Isn't
that
there
would. I
technology for it
know,
already?
right?
Just hit a button and it finds
That
it.
would be awesome. Yeah, and then I try to keep in mind those young ones that are going to get the baskets and having to push all the heavy baskets. So yeah,
Yes, that's why I do park next to them because it
yeah,
makes it easier to load and unload,
right.
you know?
But I have left them.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
HEB,
know.
Walmart,
Sorry,
Targets
HEB,
of the world.
Walmart. Yeah. Target? Oh, you can still take Target out.
Yeah.
What's the ones that have the big old pole that you can't?
Like
Dollar
Ross.
General,
Ross.
Ross. Yeah, you can't take them out of there.
You can't even take it into the fitting room
No,
with
you
your.
can't. You can't. They're like, you're not taking these.
No. I hate those polls.
I know. Me too. Me too. Me too.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think we went through all
Yeah,
four of
we
mine.
did. We
Okay,
did.
Shelly, you briefly mentioned the hospice, Harmony Hospice
Hmm.
Care.
I'm really grateful to them, for allowing me to fulfill my work in the hospice because
Yeah,
that's really what I wanted to do.
yeah,
That was the whole reason for getting off the road was
yeah.
to completely concentrate on something other than music.
Hmm.
But God works the way God works, and like all right, here's your hospice, but I want you to do it with
Music.
music.
Yeah, well, music is healing.
Oh my gosh,
Music
it
is
has
freeing.
it has been such a beautiful experience for
Yeah.
me.
Hmm.
I mean, I have connected with so many people throughout 40 years of my career,
Hmm.
and some have told me they've played my music at funerals,
Yeah.
at weddings, at their family functions,
Hmm.
and it's just a way for all of us to communicate and connect, right?
Yeah.
But when you're doing it for patients who are afraid, who have anxiety,
Hmm.
depressed,
Yeah.
and I go in there and I start singing for them, it is night and day.
Yeah.
It is night and day. They just get happy. They start singing. They'll dance if they can. I mean, it's just you really have to experience it to understand it because it is just something I never thought that. I mean, I knew music was a beautiful thing, and that's something we don't think about when we're creating it.
Yeah.
We don't think, oh man, this song is gonna might save someone's life.
Yeah. But
You
it
don't know,
can and it does.
right?
Yeah.
And I mean, that's a powerful gift.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I don't take it for granted at all.
Yeah.
And I cater my visits. So a lot of the fans that are on my social media see me posting primarily group settings, and that is only on occasion.
Hmm.
That's when we're doing presentations to talk about hospice and stuff, but primarily it's one on one. So I go into their home and I will sing whatever they want, whether they love Tejano, whether they love Christian, whether they love mariachi, whether they love country, they like jazz, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever it is they want is what I do.
Yeah.
I cater their visit to them. Yeah.
Talk about taking your life's work into something bigger for
Oh
sure, you
man.
know?
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
That is really what keeps me grounded,
Hmm.
is doing this work. um, because you learn, don't sweat the small stuff, right? Because someday we're all going to be there in that position,
Yeah.
and it's really about how can we support each other, how can we love each other, how can we comfort each other. And Harmony Hospice is all about, we're comfort care. That's what we
Mhm.
are.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's the least we can do for another human being,
Yeah.
is that.
I bet that you just showing up means so much to people.
Well, I like to
Um,
joke around a lot, so I'm always making them laugh.
well, that's
Yeah,
perfect because
yeah.
laughter and music combined,
Yes.
like, what a time.
Yes. Like I change the room when I walk in because,
Yeah.
that's just my personality. I like to make people laugh, and especially during my shows, I was always like cutting people, like picking on them, making them laugh, and making them feel like they're part of my show.
Right. Mhm.
So, I mean, here, like, they've even made me laugh. Some of these patients are funny. Um, but they sometimes they just want to talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes they just want to talk to me.
Uh,
And sometimes I'll do that.
yeah.
Maybe one time I'll just do one song, or not even.
Yeah.
I've gone in where I just go and we talk. That's it.
Yeah.
But I've loved it. I've loved every aspect of it. I had a very serious dementia patient
Mhm.
who was a musician as well.
Yeah.
He played saxophone,
Mhm.
and so when I went in to first meet him, he was like, "Who are you? What's your name?" And I always like to get educated on the patient so I know about them. And I said, "So I heard you had a band like back in the day." And he was like, "I did." And I said, "Well, I love the music that you would play. That's like right up my alley." So I'd start singing it and playing it for him on the phone. And then there we are. He's just like directing, like he's directing the band, right? And one day I'd seen that his saxophone was under the table. And I said, "Hey, I really want you to play the saxophone for me."
Mhm.
He's like, I don't think I can play that." So I bet you can. So put it together, and he starts playing,
Yeah.
and his daughter ran out of the room, and it was just like a moment. And he knew every single song, he knew every single note.
Uh,
But as soon as he finished, he asked me why I was there and
yeah.
who I was,
Oh my
and
goodness.
then I
Yeah.
introduced myself again,
Mhm.
and you got to, you stay patient,
Yeah.
and I introduced myself again. I'm with Harmony Hospice Care. My name is Shelly, and okay, then we do a song. Who are you? And it's like
Oh, yeah.
over and over and
Yes.
over. That's our
Uh-huh.
visit.
Yeah.
But one time, I walked in and he was just with his eyes closed and just quiet. I would start talking to him and he was answering me. Like, "I know you're getting tired looking at your eyelids, so you got to open your eyes and talk to me." So we would just joke, and I would make him laugh, and but it's those moments that I walk out of there and I'm like, "Thank you, God,
Yeah.
for putting me in this position."
Mhm.
I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that God allows me to do everything I love.
Yeah.
Everything I love. Mentoring, music, writing, music support,
Mhm.
and just supporting people, period.
Yeah.
Helping people. And I realized that that's my main gift. That was really, music was one, but my main one is helping. I love helping people.
Yeah.
Like, I really do. I love to see people prosper.
I love that.
I love it. I love to see people doing well.
We need more people to love that.
I mean, why shouldn't you?
Yeah, I know. I know.
And I mean, and the ones that don't are the ones that aren't doing anything
I was
with their
gonna say
life.
they're the ones that are still like
I'm like,
they
yeah,
plateaued. Yeah,
but I think maybe they didn't have the support they needed,
maybe.
you know?
Yeah.
But the support's out there,
Mhm.
and you got to learn to surround yourself with people who are that way with you.
Right. Mhm.
Because my space at my studio, my recording studio, is my positive creative space.
Mhm.
I do not allow any sort of negative energy into my space.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, because we pray with before everything we do, before
Yeah.
every session, before every meeting, we pray. Um, if I have an artist come in that's kind of negative, and I'm like, you know what, today's not the day.
Yeah.
Let me give you these things to think about.
Mhm.
Come back and let's see how you feel. Sometimes they come back and they're a different person.
Yeah.
But we need to lift each other up more. It's it's sad to see all of that happening on social media, but you know, and sometimes it's from people, and if I see a negative thing, like sometimes I want to know about that person. Like I'll go into their social
I
media and I'm
know.
like, and how are you a grandfather or a grandmother? How do you
Yeah.
go to church all this time?
Yes.
How and this is how you are with people. How
Right.
is that?
Hmm.
How do you do that?
Yeah, I don't know. I do find myself like going to see who they are as well. But I don't know. Talk about practicing what you preach. I mean, you're saying all of these things, but you're quite literally supporting this podcast right now. I
Yeah,
mean, just by being here with me.
right.
So, I just, on behalf of like myself and everybody else who is working on doing something bigger, working on pursuing their passion. Like, thank you for being so positive and for
Yes.
supporting people here locally in San Antonio and in Texas and elsewhere.
Mhm.
Like, your mentorship is gonna help change a lot of people's lives, and I can't
Thank
say
you.
thank you enough. So
Well, I love it. I know people get tired of hearing, "Oh, Shelly Lares mentored me" in the piano industry because I've done it with just about everyone. But,
yeah.
again, I mean, if anything, that's going to be my legacy.
Mhm.
That's what I'm leaving behind, besides my music,
Right.
obviously. But I just want us all, because if one of us wins, we all win.
Yes.
You know,
Yep.
and we got to learn how to do that. That's why I'm putting myself in rooms where I have that.
Mhm.
I have not had any sort of negative vibe or any negative comment said to me in the rooms that I'm putting myself in now. Not
Yeah.
at all. It's
Yeah.
the complete opposite.
Good.
So I love it, and it's contagious.
It
You'd
really
be
is.
surprised, y'all.
Both of them are contagious because like you're
Yes.
in a negative setting, you're gonna be
Yeah.
negative.
Yeah.
You're in a
True.
positive setting, it's.
Very
So
true. Very true. But we
yeah,
only got one life to live,
for sure.
and we got to make it count.
Mhm.
It doesn't mean you got to be the best at everything. Doesn't mean you have to be well known,
Mhm.
because there's a way that you can touch someone else's life by doing what you love and doing what you do for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be you have to be in the spotlight,
Mm-mm.
you know. And I like it where I'm at. Everyone's like, "Do you miss the stage?" I said, "No, I
No.
really don't.
Yeah.
I miss the fans."
Yeah.
But I went and performed. She's a trailblazer, and these boots are made for walking. And I'm up there, and I'm like, "Yeah, I love it. I like seeing people, but I don't yearn for it." And I'm not like, "I got to be back up there,"
Right. Yeah.
because I feel like I'm doing more.
I was gonna say it's
I feel
probably
like
just
I'm
more
doing more now.
more fulfilling for you now.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm doing more on this side.
Spoken like a true girl's girl. Well,
Awesome.
Shelly, thank you so
Thank
much for being here
you.
today. I truly appreciate it, and I'm going to be waiting on that list of
Yes, I'll get you the
artists.
list, and congrats to you on your beautiful podcast.
Thank
May God
you.
continue blessing it, and may you continue to reach and inspire other people as well,
Yeah.
because you too are an inspiration, not only to
Oh,
people watching, but to your children.
yeah. Thank
That
you.
is that is what you're showing them. Do
Yeah.
all that you love,
Yeah.
and do it out loud,
Yeah.
as hard as you can, as loud as you can. So congrats to you too. I
Thank
saw the
you.
podcast with AJ, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to get on there. I love it.
I love it. He was great, by the way,
Yeah,
too.
that's my
AJ,
buddy.
we love you. I know. Yeah, no, my kids are like, "You're gonna record a podcast?" I'm
Yes,
like,
that's
"Yes."
awesome. It's inspiring. I
Yeah.
mean, what kid wouldn't want their mom to do a podcast?
Oh.
And thank you to your husband too for,
Yeah.
for having me, and just again, do all that you love, guys.
Yeah. No, I love that message for sure. Shelly,
hmm
you do a lot. So where can people find you on social?
I'm on all social media platforms, of course, Facebook. My primary Facebook is Shelly Lares fans page.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm on Instagram, Little Miss TNT.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on TikTok, Shellshock Records 3. What else is there? Snapchat's kind of from my fans, my
Yeah.
friends, and my fam. And then of course my music is still on all streaming platforms.
Yes.
I will have a DVD of my final bow that'll be coming out this coming year.
Yes.
So I have a
Yes.
campaign. I'll be working on that. I have some amazing stuff I'm gonna be doing on my stream on my social media.
Yeah.
So yeah, or you can visit my website shellylotus.online if you want to buy any merch. We
Yes.
still have all that.
Please do.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Little Miss Dynamite,
Thank
for
you,
being
thank you,
here with
thank
us
you.
today. Make sure you go and follow her. And then, of course, as always, make sure that you like, rate, and subscribe here at Lady on the Street podcast.
Share it with everybody.
Share it, baby. We will be
Yes.
back with another episode. Thank you,
Thank
Shelly.
you.